it to Him. He does not want us to carry this around. He wants you to give it to Him. So Heather, she kept saying that, and Kentucky, Kentucky's playing in the background. I really wanted to watch Kentucky play, but you know what? I know there are important things to do. That's a basketball game. I went down and I sat with her, and everybody yelling. I can't hear really words she's saying, so we moved to the back. And I asked her one question. I said, Heather, and this is a question that everybody needs to ask themselves. I said, Heather, if you died right now, where would you go? Beyond a shadow of a doubt. She says, I don't know. If you can't answer that question with heaven 100%, there's only one other place you will be going. I grabbed her hand and I led her through the gospel. Anybody know what happened next? She accepted Jesus into her heart. 2 people in 7 days. That if I didn't give control over to God and gave Him 100% power in my life, they'd still be on their way to hell. Now, a couple weeks in, I learned a very valuable lesson. I'm telling you what, I'm riding high. In rehab, they call it the pink cloud. You're in this bubble, okay? Nothing can hurt you. There's no alcohol, there's no drugs, there's nothing around. So it's easy there. So I'm riding this God high, and I'm feeling good. And all of a sudden, I see this guy digging his hands into my food that I just laid out for dinner. Digging his hands in it. I got mad. I got mad. And I'm trying to be cool. I'm trying not to say anything. Kept doing it. So I went to the kitchen. I tried to handle it what I thought was the right way until the lady in the kitchen's got his hands in the food. And why am I so mad about it? It's really not my food. It ain't no big deal. Why am I so mad? I walked out back, tried to calm down. This guy follows me outside and starts getting in my face a little bit. Now, I'm not going to fight him. I've never taken my fist and hit anybody in the face in my life. That ain't me. But you know what? I did lose my temper a little bit. And I got on to him for what he was doing. About an hour later, this guy, we had a group meeting, and this guy was saying how he had lost his wife 2 years before. And after 2 years, he's been drunk and high, and now he came to rehab to get better. Now I'm sitting there, I'm like, wow. Who was I to get on to somebody for what they were doing? I got to worry about myself. I walked up to him, I apologized to him, I said, Kevin, I truly am sorry for doing that. He said, that's no problem. And I was like, no, really, I'm real sorry. So he's like, okay. Well, I kept feeling bad. And later on that day, I kept feeling bad. Kept feeling bad about what I did. And I'm like, well, God, I apologize to him. I apologize to you. Why do I still feel bad? Take this bad feeling away from me. I said, I'm sorry. God was teaching me a lesson. Later on that night during a meeting, he gave his testimony how whenever he was my age, he gave his heart to Jesus. He's been going through the same exact thing that I've been going through. I offended him, okay? I offended a brother in Christ. That's why I felt so bad about it. I didn't really understand during the day, why I had done that. But God just opened my eyes and was like, Josh, you offended him. If I offend my brother sitting back there, I'm going to feel real bad about it. But I offended him. I apologize for it. And that day, there's this one counselor, he said, he quoted this. I'm going to read it. He said, if you're going to be a powerful person, you have to gain control of yourself or you will lose your power. You have to worry about this person first. You have to get this person into the best shape, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And I'm lacking on the physical part a little bit, I'll admit that. And I'm going to work on that. Okay? But mentally and spiritually, I can honestly say I work on that every day. Every day. Now sometimes I'll forget to pray before I eat. Yeah, I'm human. When I wake up in the morning, sometimes I'll forget to pray right when I wake up. But as soon as I remember, I go and I pray. There's no reason, I heard Charles Stanley say, there's no reason why we have to sin every day. Yeah, we're all sinners, but there's no reason why we have to. All you have to do is pray in the morning. And you will sin, yes, that's not what I'm saying. But you can live a Christian life and be a good testimony to all your friends, to your family, to everybody at school, and to everybody at your proms or whatever you got going on, or your graduations and everything. You can be a good testimony to them, and it's not hard. God will give you the strength to do it. Well, I was, this may be a little bit off topic, but just kind of hit me. Where I would make mistakes before is, we're talking about the will of God. Where I would make mistakes before, I mean, trying to make deals with God. Anybody ever done that? God, you give me this, I'll do this. God, you give me this, I'll do that. Don't try to make deals with God. You will never hold up your end of the bargain. I can think of probably 5 right offhand that I tried. And maybe at the time I thought it was God giving it to me. Did I hold my end of the bargain? Nope. Don't try to make deals with God. The only thing you can do is pray for His will in your life. Now you can pray for Him to show you His will, so you know what's going on, so you're not completely 100% in the dark about what's going on. You can do that. But don't ever try to make deals with God. You will never hold up your end of the bargain. I'm going to tell you one more story, probably the one of the most important things that happened to me when I was there. Almost 3 weeks in, I'm seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, right, guys? Like I get to go home in a week. I'm ready to go home. I'm feeling good. I got this thing licked. I'm seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm working in the kitchen, of course. I ain't leaving that kitchen until they kick me out, okay? I'm working in the kitchen. I'm wiping down all the tables. Evening's closing down. And this kid, Drew, walked in there and he said, Josh, Mick's this other guy was there, is trying to, turn me into a Christian. He said, give me 20 minutes a day. I was like, I don't need 20 minutes. Give me 5 minutes of your time. I don't need 20 minutes a day. So he said, can you do it right now? I was like, yeah. Hold on one second. Let me go grab my Bible. And this is why me working in the kitchen was important. If I wasn't working in there, and no matter how small and trivial it may seem, that that's where God wanted me at that moment. If I wasn't working in there, I would have not had a quiet place to pull this kid to the side, close the door behind him, and sit there and talk with him. God is bringing all this to this point. And up to this point, I'm enjoying working in the kitchen. I'm enjoying it. So I shared this with Drew. Romans 3:23.